if we could 3D print a heart that a cyborg surgeon remotely implants, right? Oh, no. What if the cure for aging eliminated the cost of our insurance health plan? Okay, no, what if we could augment reality TV to make the Kardashians completely immersive? Huh? What if we could pay for our shoe addiction with blockchains and biometrics, right? Oh, what if we could do more than crowdsource big data for analytics that guide decisions? What if we could teach AI to crowdsource the human experience through collective wisdom? Okay, I gotta breathe. Whew, I gotta breathe. That's good stuff, that imagination. Whew. But, once our imaginations get going, the possibilities are endless. Of course, the only problem with being ahead of our time is that rest of the world ain't always there yet. So while we were off harnessing the power of imagination, the rest of the world was treating futurists like the kid with an imaginary friend. Oh, is that your friend? Is that your imaginary friend, the future? Shut up, tomorrow's real. Oh, does tomorrow want to join us for dinner? Shut up, right? The world dissed our quantum physics and dismissed us as mystics and treated us like freaks who see things that aren't there. Welcome to the future. Welcome to the future. As a matter of fact, I want you to turn to somebody right now that you're sitting next to. Turn to somebody right now, and I want you to look them in the eye. Look them in the eye. I want you to point to their face. And I want you to say, that's a good-looking future right there. Now I want you to turn to somebody else. Turn to somebody else. Turn to the person on the other side. And I want you to point to your own face. Point to your own face right now. Point to your own face. And I want you to say, the future sure is pretty, huh? Yeah. Now, as a matter of fact, I want you to all stand up. Everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. Let's get the future standing, right? And I want you to put your right hand on your heart right now. Let's feel the heartbeat of the future. I want you to feel the future. Put your right hand on your heart. Right here. Put your right hand on your heart. Good. Now I want you to put your left hand on the shoulder of the person next to you or in front of you. Put your left hand on the shoulder of the person next to you or in front of you, or in front of you, or in front of you. Okay, if you need to, great. Now I want you to just give that shoulder a nice gentle massage. Just give that shoulder a great massage. Keep going. I didn't tell you to stop. Massage that shoulder. Now I want you to say out loud to everybody in the room, the future is feeling better and better in your hands. Say it. Say it. Okay, have a seat. I was going to have us take off our shoes and give each other foot massages, but I thought maybe too much for the future. We got to baby step these folks with the future. I don't want to, destigmatize our work, So I want you to I did that because I just want you to make sure that you took a moment to actively feel the future, Feeling what we see is what will determine how good what we see will feel, right? And we can't discount that. The power of our heart as futurists. And I'm not just talking about, pre-sentiment studies, right? The ones where they show somebody images, positive images and negative images, and their heart rate goes up when they see a negative image, and then after a while, the computer randomizes them and they can still sense when the negative image comes and the heart rate happens, and you start freaking out like, oh my God, precog, right? I'm not necessarily just talking about that. You don't have to know those studies to know that, right? To make a better future, we have to put our heart to it. We have to put our laughter to it and our tears to it. We got to put our joys to it and our fears to it. And it's okay to feel some fear. It's okay. Like, let's be clear. The fear is our friend at times, right? That friendly advisor that taps us on the shoulder and says, grabs us by the arm, and says, so maybe don't do that. Right? We need that in our lives, right? That's important sometimes. I'm not afraid to admit, I'm a grown man. I am not afraid to admit that some of the stuff that futurists talk about scary as hell. I have jumped out of a plane. I have been robbed at gunpoint and not flinched. But cloning glow-in-the-dark cats scares me. Right? And I'm not just saying that I'm just saying that we gotta make sure that we write the right code. That's all I'm saying. Just write the right code. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we're writing the genetic code for this organism to do this thing, or the computer code for the machine that'll do that thing, just make sure that we write the right code. That's all I'm saying. That's all I ask. I'll ask. Write the right code. Because we screw up sometimes, we do. So I'm not saying that we're automatically headed for the most post-apocalyptic version of the future. I'm not saying that AI is going to inevitably lead to the machines becoming self-aware and Sarah Connor having to take down Skynet. I'm just saying somebody needs to remember to write the code that keeps me from waking up one night to find my Roomba vacuum cleaner watching me while I sleep. Write the right code. That's all I'm saying. Just write the right code, right? That's all I'm saying, right? Because humanity is just one big walking double-edged sword. That's what we are, Aging is about to be cured. They say the person who will live to be 1,000 years old has already been born. Right? Immortality. It's not just for vampires anymore, right? And that is fascinating. That's fascinating and terrifying. I got mixed feelings about it. I do. Sounds cool, immortality, unless you're the only immortal. That's not fun, right? Or you're broke in perpetuity. That's not cool, Or you're married to an a-hole and suddenly there's no death to do you part. You know what I mean? We gotta write the right code is what I'm saying, right? Honestly, the only reason, to be real, that I've ever wanted to live to be 1,000 years old is to know which movie it's gonna turn out to be. Don't you wanna know? I wanna know, dude. Star Trek or Mad Max? I wanna know. I wanna know which one we're gonna do, the Minority Report or the Matrix. I wanna know which movie it's gonna be, and that's why we gotta write the right code, right? So that we make the right movie. Because the truth is, I'm not just the movie goer. I'm the movie writer, right? We are the directors, right? Our pens pulsing with the power to craft our script, our throats pregnant with the one innovation that the future will never change, the power of story. It is the one tool that has survived every version of the future, has driven every adoption of every technology, has touched every human at every touch point of innovation. So to make a better future, next we have to put our voice to it, to remember the common threads in our universal stories, the common truths that bind us, right? The common journey that helps us find ourselves in each other. I speak in present tense because these events are in play and I can't see it going no other way. And so I will not delay on getting started. For the time is now to make the world of others as blessed as mine is now, because now it's so easy from my private island in Fiji to give back to communities. But that's not achieved until I work back up the degrees on my black belt like a brawler, my PhDs like a scholar, my MVPs like a baller, my GMP like a dollar that keeps tripling in worth, flipping in the worth. But first I work back, outsmart debt, and get financially free, advance and relieve myself of unsupportive beliefs, demand to succeed in everything that I seek. Before that, I work back, overthrow my flaws, sanction my inner laws, expect the effect. But first, stand for a cause. But first, avoid the pitfalls. But first, learn from mistakes which can't take place until I work back. Act in the face of fear. Laugh with a face of tears, which I won't learn until I make learning my career. So I read books for the hell of it, educate my intelligence, which really isn't relevant unless I also start to strengthen my other quadrants, body, spirit, and heart. So I work back, cut fat, and get muscles cut. See my body healthy, then make my mirror catch up. See my spirit wealthy, then make my pockets step up, which doesn't get much if I don't hustle every night, which triples my hater population, Julie. So I must be doing all right.